The mayor rarely addresses the press directly. Most of the tough questions are deflected to her defense attorney on WGN News. That lawyer claims Keith Freeman put Henyard's safety in jeopardy when he withdrew her security team. Legally speaking, Freeman is dismissed the moment Henyard declares it. So how exactly is she in danger? He created the situation himself. Now, are prosecutors pressuring him to flip and assist in building a case against her? Not officially. Right now it is. All centered around that removed security team. And this is not the first time Mayor Henyard has made public safety the headline, while the rest of us struggle just to get along. Why can we not stand together in solidarity? Dr. King had a dream. Remember, well, according to her, she is that dream. So now she is challenging every supervisor watching. It is time to rise and lead. Listen close, no interruptions, no side comments, just her laying it all out bluntly. An emergency meeting this Wednesday after the village board passed several ordinances last week designed to cut down on event-related expenses. ABC7 aired video of the August 20th board meeting sourced from the Lansing Journal. She asked, "Why are we under media scrutiny? For what reason? For loving the people. For reminding them that they matter. We are walking through fire for them. You should feel shame. You are black, and still, you tear down a powerful black woman. Shame on you." The motion to dismiss Keith Freeman passed and Henyard officially announced his firing last night. But let us rewind. Some board members seem to be distancing themselves, just not as quickly as expected. I am breaking my silence today to expose Thornton Township Supervisor and Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard, someone I believe has acted in deeply unethical and even predatory ways since taking office. This message comes from Carmen Carla, who wrote in an email, "Ever watched a sleepy town spiral into political madness? Buckle up, because what is unfolding in Dalton, Illinois, might be the wildest local scandal in America." At the eye of this storm, Mayor Tiffany Henyard, her name is blowing up, linked to polarizing actions, bold power moves. Re-election campaign, one that slashes the mayor's salary from $225,000 to a mere $25,000 if she loses. But if she wins, that sparked deeper investigation, and what surfaced was jaw-dropping. But while investigating that, the village's police chief reportedly discovered even more. A viral tweet accused Henyard of hiring a registered child sex offender, grossly overpaying certain officers who function as her private security and spending hundreds of thousands in taxpayer funds on baffling salaries. One officer was allegedly paid $133,000 in just 2 weeks, claiming over 300 overtime hours. According to the legally required annual financial report, which the village has failed to file since 2021, no audits have been completed in years. That means no verified books, no fiscal accountability, total darkness. Her attorney takes the spotlight, but the public remains unconvinced. This is a town of barely 20,000 residents. With everything else going on, people are questioning, was this really about protecting her, or was it about control? Rumors are swirling that prosecutors are tightening the screws on former insiders, trying to get someone to flip and expose the truth about her administration. Despite the scrutiny, Henyard continues to portray herself as the victim. At a recent gathering, she lamented the community's division, invoked Martin Luther King Jr., and even declared herself to be his dream. It was supposed to stir inspiration, but instead, it left many in stunned silence. In a dramatic twist, by one of her own inner circle allies, Thornton Township trustee Carmen Carolel, once a proud supporter, has now publicly denounced the 41-year-old mayor, accusing her of using unethical tactics to amass unchecked power. Looks like the super mayor image is cracking. Carolel has officially spoken out. "I can no longer keep quiet about Thornton Township Supervisor and Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard. I believe she has used unethical and predatory strategies throughout her administration." Carolel claims that in the past 2 years, Henyard manipulated staff, vendors, and residents alike, all in an effort to artificially inflate her influence. While pretending to lead a successful administration bankrolled by hard-working citizens in Dalton and Thornton Township, with George Santos out of Congress, from $225,000 to $25,000 if she loses the next election. But if she wins, that 6-figure check stays right where it is. That was the moment I knew something was off. around Dalton's mayor. If you are driving through Dalton, Illinois, by legal standards, should not even exist. But as the village police chief began digging into that nonprofit, even more disturbing findings reportedly emerged. And one viral tweet summed it up best. Shout out to whoever posted it, calling Mayor Tiffany Henyard one of the most corrupt public officials in recent memory. She allegedly brought a registered child sex offender onto her payroll. She is said to grossly overpay officers serving as her personal bodyguards, which begs the question, why does the mayor of a small 20,000-person town need a full-blown security force? One officer reportedly made $133,000 in just 2 weeks, logging 300 overtime hours. No one believes it. And honestly, how could anyone? For a long while, Henyard's lavish travel and questionable expenses at board meetings went unchecked. Why? Because people believed in the administration. That faith, I am speaking up not just for myself, but for the countless others failed by her leadership. And trust me, there are plenty. Many victims remain silent, folks who were fired, silenced, or misled by Henyard, and still fear retaliation. So when Carmen Carroll finally broke her silence, it was no small thing. And honestly, can you blame her for being hesitant? She ran through taxpayer money like it was monopoly cash and kept the squad that allegedly bullied anyone who questioned her. So who could really blame anyone for keeping their head down? But when Carl decided to speak up, Henyard hit back hard. Like clockwork, she labeled her Exili Lion Carol, shifting the blame everywhere but herself. I'm done with all of you, Henyard snapped. It is always for show. You were part of the board, right? Why didn't you bring this up sooner? Where was this energy a year ago, or even a few months back? The words felt like a slip, like even she knew the dam was cracking. Her frustration bled through that usual icy demeanor. The rehearsed legal jargon? It was falling apart. She tried flipping the narrative, accusing Carl of failing to do her trusty job. Because I had faith in the administration. Once that trust was gone, I started digging. The moment I started questioning you was when you went on national television and claimed you knew nothing about that foundation. But I was in those meetings when big decisions were made. You lied. You even showed up to my home, uninvited, trying to convince me to shift the blame onto someone else. Carl's testimony cracked open Henyard's financial secrets, but she was not the only one losing patience. Trustee Chris Gonzalez had been pushing back for months, demanding transparency from the very beginning of Henyard's rocky term. After being ignored again and again, Gonzalez called a special meeting on August 15th. It was not business as usual. This was a full-on reckoning. The meeting's agenda: a laundry list of red flags, rubber-stamped payments, overdue invoices, and a hard stop on using village resources for personal promotion. This was not about slowing Henyard down. Gonzalez and Carl were working to bring her entire reign to an end. Ironically, this all started with Gonzalez himself. Yep, he was the one who nominated Henyard at the very last moment, minutes before midnight. Most thought it was a rushed move, but it turns out Henyard had been gunning for that seat long before anyone realized Tiffany Henyard was not a surprise pick. She was the backup plan. According to a source close to the board, Henyard's mayoral rise came as the clock ticked down. Her nomination was pushed through in the final hour. And to some, that last-second vote felt less like a democratic decision and more like a warning. Time was running out. Gonzalez did not want to leave the choice up to public vote. The board was split, the deadline was closing in, and he chose Henyard as a desperate attempt at unity. When asked about her whirlwind promotion, Henyard beamed with excitement. "Oh, ma'am, I'm overjoyed. Did not see this coming. I love it. That means I'm truly blessed, and everybody loves me. I love them back, thank you." But not everyone was buying it. Many believed the board rammed her appointment through to bypass public input entirely. The rushed vote triggered backlash from Dalton residents, who had grown weary of the dysfunction. One local said, "It breaks my heart. Our elderly can't even afford groceries, while Tiffany lives like royalty on our dime." Another added, "I knew something felt off from day one. Henyard needs to face consequences. She treats taxpayer money like her personal wallet." Maybe Gonzalez and Carol had their own motives, but one thing was crystal clear. Henyard's hold on power was slipping, In a last-ditch effort to maintain control, Henyard tried fast-tracking a crucial agenda item: the finance department's backup invoices, which threatened to blow the lid off her secretive spending. But Gonzalez shut it down immediately. Ever since her former aide Keith Freeman blew the whistle in July and was swiftly fired, Henyard replaced him with loyalist Keith Price, again bypassing board approval. Another power grab? Gonzalez stood firm, noting Price had no authority to handle sensitive financial records without the board's blessing. Henyard doubled down, claiming he did not need approval, then backtracked, saying he already had it. Eventually, Henyard demanded a vote to rush through the invoices, but the momentum had shifted. Trustees Jerry Jones, Chris Gonzalez, and Carmen Carl all voted in favor of launching an investigation. Henyard stood alone in opposition. The motion passed, marking a massive blow to Henyard's political armor. As more damning revelations surface and the probe continues, the community is watching with laser focus. If this deep dive gave you the full story, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for updates as this drama unfolds. Your support helps us uncover the truth hiding behind the headlines.